could give Julie a nice round of applause with the stallion BEF Ivan. And thanks to Malcolm and Jill Smith for allowing this great stallion to come out here today and be our poster child for the discipline. And they'll get ready for the reining division next.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
My name is Cliff Swanson. I'm from Colorado. Ellen asked me to say a few words here. They're in the process right now and have almost finished starting a Western Dressage Association. Any questions that you have on contacting one place? Was that the question? Ellen DeBella would be the one to contact. They've got a board of directors. Right now, this started with the Morgan breed and with the Morgans, and you're going to find the Western Dressage division with the Morgan shows. But on the board of directors for the Western Dressage Association, even though it was started by Morgan people, they've got people from other breeds and other divisions in this so that we can expand this. And it won't be very long before a lot of the other breeds are also doing this same thing. So we kind of are in on the ground floor, and it's up to us to take hold of this and keep it directed and keep our horses on the top level of this. But it is going to be open to all breeds, and as Christina said, at some of these shows now, when they have the Western Dressage, even though it's a Morgan show, they do offer it to any breed that wants to come in. So anybody can come in and do this. We've started, in this association in Colorado, we've started certifying instructors back there, and we've already started a session of clinics. We've had 3 months of this going on, and we're turning people away at these clinics. There's myself and one other person right now that are the beginning of the certified instructors, and we're available to go out to different areas and help you guys get going and help interest in your area and start the basics on this Cowboy Dressage or Western Dressage Association. So as it proceeds, they're going to build larger and larger, and once it gets going, it will be open to the other breeds, and the rules will be spread around to the other breeds.
Thank you, Cliff. If you'd like to get some food down at the end and then get back in your seats, we'll get the reining started. This might be a good time to just take a break while they'll be coming in here shortly. So I think they're ready down there, and just go down, and if you've got a ticket, why drop it off, and we'll proceed with the reining just shortly.
Apprenticed under the NRHA's first $1 million earner and Hall of Fame inductee Bill Horn. After she left Bill Horn's program, she was hired by C.T. Fuller, who owns the legendary Willowbrook Farm. While there, Josette worked with another Hall of Fame inductee and NRHA past president, Dick Pieper. Dick is the man responsible for the development and implementation of the NRHA's world-renowned and respected judges scoring system. After 17 years of employment at Willowbrook, Josette opened her own training facility, Josette Conti Performance Horses, and has been training and showing both NRHA World Champion horses and Morgan World and National Champion reining horses ever since. To date, Josette has brought more Morgan reining horses to national and world reining titles than any other trainer. As an instructor, she has developed and coached several youth and non-pros to NRHA World Champion, Morgan World, and Grand National Champion status. This evening, Josette is riding the NRHA Money Earner 2008 Open World Champion, 2007 Co-World Champion Snafflebat Hackamore, and multi-titled National Champion reining horse Disco Fever. Josette is here in the light blue shirt for those of you, there she is. Riley is an 8-year-old gelding by the late great reining horse Twin Pond Disco Kid, and out of the 1999 Reserve World Champion Snafflebat Hackamore reining horse Concert Donaka. Riley is owned by Sydney Nord of Blythewood, South Carolina. Along with Josette this evening are two of her non-pro riders, Ellen Polillo and Karen Myers. And Ellen is in the burgundy shirt, and Karen's about to stop her horse. Oh, she's going to go lope around the end there. Ellen resides in Messhoppen, Pennsylvania, where she and her husband Joe own and operate Endless Mountain Morgans. Tonight, Ellen is riding her first reining horse, Prospect, and beloved mare Disco Patricia. Patty is an NRHA money earner, multi-titled Snafflebit Hackamore reining horse, an MRHA champion, and the 2008 World and National Champion non-pro reining horse. Patty is an 8-year-old daughter by Twin Pond Disco Kid and out of the great reining sensation, More Apples Please. Karen resides from Binghamton, New York, where she owns and operates Myers Performance Horses. Along with raising and training her Morgan reining horses, Karen is also an NRHA judge, AQHA reining specialty judge, and USDF Small R reining judge. She is also an FEI reining steward. Karen began showing Morgan reiners with the stallion Twin Pond Disco Kid. Since his first national win in the reining ring in 1992, Karen has brought him More Apples Please, Petty Cash, Jules Jasmine, Disco Kid, and Winter Moon Waltz with me to numerous world and reserve world and national titles. Karen's greatest achievement was in 2003 when she and More Apples Please, then 5 months pregnant with the horse she is riding tonight, won both the Open and non-pro world champion titles. This evening, Karen is riding the 2009 5-year-old national champion and 2008 NMRHA non-pro derby champion Disco Kid. Bucky J is a 6-year-old stallion who is also the full brother to Ellen Palillo's Disco Patricia. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be introduced to and educated about the world of reining.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming this evening, and again, I'm going to please encourage as many questions as you guys can ask me, and don't ever think that a question is dumb. I want you to leave here tonight and understand a little bit more about reining than when you came. We're going to do something a little different tonight. Since reining has gotten so popular, and that's the World Equestrian Games and everything else, I'd like to educate you guys on what exactly you're coming to see when you watch a reining. I'm going to first explain each of the maneuvers and what the horse does and what its body position is when it does the maneuvers. Then after that, I'm going to hand the mic over to Karen, and she's going to go ahead and explain a little bit about the penalties and how you get scored. I'm going to go over when they do the maneuvers, when you're watching the pattern, so that when you come up and see a reining pattern, rather than just watching the sliding and spinning, you can kind of see about how they're scoring it and see some of the problems that are going on, and whether it's good, bad, or whatever. So while I'm going and while I'm talking, please put your hand up at any time and stop me, because I want you to ask the question when it's fresh in your mind. Okay, you guys are already raising your hand. Does somebody have a question? Oh, okay. Anyway, it's that easy, just so you know. All right, first of all, we're going to start out. Thank you all for coming. And I'm going to start with a simple thing like a lead departure. Now, we kind of take those for granted before you kind of get into the world of reining, because there's been millions of dollars won and millions of dollars lost on a simple thing like a lead departure. Basically, I'm going to use pattern 4 for our demonstration pattern and use that to educate you a little bit. And pattern 4 would be walking to the center of the pen, facing the judge, and starting out on your right lead. After your right lead departure, you would do 2 large fast circles, 1 small slow circle, and a spin. So we're going to start out with a lead departure to the left. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask Karen, and Karen's going to explain to us what penalties can incur during a lead departure and what amount is, like it's a trotting. Anytime you trot in a reining pattern, it's a penalty. So Karen's going to go ahead and explain how many penalties and how you get a penalty in a lead departure after Karen gets on her horse. No. All right, so Ellen's going to go ahead and walk to the center of the pen, facing that wall, face the wall, because that's where your judging will be from. She'll do a lead departure, and what she's going to do is she's going to stand in the center of the pen and face the judge and let her horse stand there. When you walk into the pen, you should see a horse walk through the gate, walk quietly, walk to the center of the pen and stand there and not anticipate and wait for that rider to ask for that lead departure. When they're ready to lead depart, you'll see Ellen's hand pick up a little bit of an outside leg, which in this case would be her left leg, which she'll draw back slightly and ask for that horse to depart to the right. She'll then lope a couple circles to the right, and Karen will tell you right now what to look for if things would go wrong as far as penalties. Did everybody hear that? Okay. I figured that one. When you start out in the lead departure, when it comes to your penalties, up to 4 steps is a half a point if you trot. From the 5th step on, it becomes a 2-point penalty. If you do not get your lead departure prior to the half point of that circle, it would then be a 0 for the pattern. So when starting a lead departure, if you trot up to 4 steps, it's a half a point. From the 5th step on, it becomes 2 points. If you do not get the lead departure by the top of that circle, it becomes a 0. Counting the hind feet, 4 steps.
The other penalty that you could incur at that point in time is the horse takes the wrong lead. So if the horse takes the wrong lead, it's automatic penalty 1. They have in that first quarter the ability to stop that horse, which we have to do the break the gate, and attempt to get that lead again. So they can stop as many times as they have to in that first quarter. But if they get out of that first quarter and have to stop, and they score 0, they lose the maneuver, which is a stop.
Okay, and down here, anytime, again, when they do the lead departure, if they do not pick up the correct lead, any stride out of lead is up to the first cone is a 1-point penalty. After that, it becomes a point for every quarter of your circle. If you stop a couple times trying to get your lead and you do not get that lead by the first half, it is a 0. Understand that? I don't want to confuse anybody, so please put your hands up if you have questions, because this can get a little bit confusing. Question. Okay, her question was when she starts. If she starts on the wrong lead and then stops and asks again, at that point you would have a 1-point out of lead penalty and a 2-point break a gate. Anytime you break gate in a reining pattern, it's a 2-point penalty.